Hello.
Sorry, we're late.
So it's just Wendy and I today. It was it's just been us two tonight, and apparently we didn't hit go live.
So let me tell you, we've just been sitting here talking.
What time is it?
For half an hour, we've been sitting here just talking.
So I'm gonna blame this on Lena, our producer, because she's on vacation, and
That is so funny, man.
oh, it was gonna be like the best. Like it was amazing. The okay, all right. So happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Happy
Okay.
Father's Day, Dad.
Yeah, we've celebrated Father's Day today, and okay. Wow, I can't believe we've just been talking for a half hour, and okay.
So tonight's episode is all about karmic relationships and soul contracts and why they need to end. Something that's happening, I think, across the board. A lot of people are experiencing it. Yeah, this is so funny. Sorry, I'm just a little bit in shock because we were just going, but the show must go on.
Yes, yes. So I guess that we're now given permission to literally repeat everything we've already talked about.
If we can remember.
Yeah. Okay.
So sacred goodbyes when spiritual friendships expire and why that's okay.
Yes, that's where we're at today. Yeah. So back to why we're doing this today.
Mhm.
A lot of it is cosmically. There's been a lot of definite endings to relationships, and that includes career, friendships,
just came
love
out of that
affairs,
full moon
like
energy. I think a lot of that full moon energy with Sagittarius is really being able to figure out what it is that you need to surrender in order to get you back on that higher path. So a lot of those relationships were started. People were seeing a lot of those relationships kind of expire, and or you're even starting to question or start to like feel things start to change within relationships that you've had maybe even for several years.
Yeah.
And what that's feeling like and what that's looking like for everybody and why that's happening. We're like in a time of we're like in the Great Awakening. I truly believe that. I was just telling you this in the previous part that I was just talking to my son today and mentioned to him, like, I feel like everyone, I've even said it last week, we're in a very exciting times, but we are in the Great Awakening. So being as present as possible, because I genuinely think that we're going to get 20 years down the road and we're going to look back and this is going to be a time, this is like the new age, the new era, the new timeline. It's in the air. You can feel it politically, you can feel it spiritually, and you're feeling it on that local level too. So relationships, maybe it's even with, I mean, like with your doctor, like maybe you're even like questioning things with who your doctor, your relationship with the doctor. Is this still the right path for me? Does this still align with what I want in my life? Down to your relationship with food and looking about like what that looks like.
And God.
And your relationship with God. Man, I just came back from a retreat last weekend. Let me just tell you, it was in West Virginia. I can never say it. It's New Vrindaban. It was an ashram, Krishna consciousness. Talk about being removed. So this is what I'm talking about. This is a very intentional community. It's an ashram. They wake up, they go to temple every day. I was looking to see if we have a Krishna. We need to get a Krishna up here. But I was with my yoga community that I've only known online for like 4 years. I've known all of these people, and they've been a part of so many relationships, karmic relationships that have ended. Like I've gone through, as I was going through the biggest breakup of my life, this community was with me, and I got to meet these people. And, that's when I was actually learning the tools, my yoga tools on how to get through that relationship, which coincidence, I think not. But oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. Animals everywhere. I mean, it was like an animal sanctuary. Peacocks.
She brought me back a peacock feather.
I sent her pictures. I was hanging out with the peacocks. We were petting the groundhogs. But it was very intentional, and it really filled my soul up knowing that for a weekend it was a bhakti yoga immersion. And it was just completely focused on the love of God. And when you can sit and really put your focus, like, I know that is something we've even talked about, how it's hard to bring that back to the community. But when you can really, like, just put your focus on something good, like that love, unconditional love, whatever that looks like and feels like for you, oh my man. I mean, I have been floating. I brought it back to the yoga classes, my personal yoga community here at Mystic Life, and just life changing. So talk about get out of the real world as much as you can. On, if you can go camping even,
yes,
to get through this energy that's so thick right now.
It is. And we're having we were talking about this
when my mouth is so dry, but we've already done this. Well, we've already done this for
I know.
Woo.
And I'm sure everybody has felt this in one way or another, but it is still Gemini season, and we've been feeling this that Mercury feeling, and communication has been crazy and rough. But like, I don't have to keep saying like I said before, because you're the only one that knows that I've said all this before.
Oh yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So but the cool thing about these miscommunications, or actually, I haven't had very many miscommunications lately, because I have been not reacting, thinking before I react, and pausing and just taking a beat. And what's odd is, it's not odd, but whenever I get worked up about something, my heart rate goes up, and I start like just feeling it inside, just vibrating about it. And I've noticed I haven't been doing that. I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna sit with this. I'm gonna go like do dishes, and I'll come back to this, because I'm not gonna. I don't want to be pissed off anymore.
Yeah,
I'm like so over it.
It is that Mercury.
So much. I kind of I'm a little bit of in a hermit mode, and I kind of just want to take a step back a lot right now. And I think it's best.
Absolutely. I don't think that's a problem either. It is like that, being able to stop and just recognize, like, I need to just remove myself, instead of feeding that ego part, or that itch where you're just like, oh, I just want to, I just want to. And if you've been doing the work, if you've been like journaling, meditating, grounding, it does get a little bit easier. It does not mean it's always easy. It doesn't mean that you're going to get it perfect every time, but it is part of that karmic cycle. You are going to get faced with it time and time again. And the more work you do, the easier that looks. And you're able to just be like, this, I'm about to flip some tables. So I'm just going to like just step outside and fume it out a little bit here.
Yeah. And I feel that I've done a good job recently, and I hope my family feels the same way. So I've been trying. But what that's going to bring us to is these soul contracts. These this is just my personal belief. It's not everyone's, but this is just how I feel. I feel that a soul contract is a contract that we make with our soul family on the other side. I feel that we come up with a nice little rough draft of what we want life to be when we come here. We pick our parents, and we pick what location we're going to be born. And we're like, you know what, like in this lifetime, I need to learn this and I need to learn that. So I'm going to pick A mom that's emotionally void, is not there. And you know what? I don't even think I want my dad to be in my life. And I want to learn this. I want to learn. So I think it's just a rough draft. And then we develop these soul contracts like with that mother. And, we ask them, I need you to teach me to be humble. And I need you to teach me certain things in life, because this is a lesson that my soul needs to learn. And in order for me to evolve, my soul has to know this. It's this duality, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that the people on the other side that actually sign up to come here to hurt us are the ones that love us the most, because where we come from is love. And I believe, I don't care what religion you study or whatever, besides being atheist. I think pretty much everyone is of the agreement that wherever the other side is, whatever's going on the other side, it's love. I feel that we kind
that
of
love that is the universal
yes,
like
yes.
that is the universal law. I do believe,
and
yes.
I feel that's also why when we do come here, some of us have a hard time, because we are not used to such low vibing energy. And we come from this very high vibe and a place of love. And then we come here and there's hate and sadness, and, leads to escapism. We decide to escape from all of that. Back to soul contracts, though. So these people that come over, that come to earth with us just to teach us a lesson, they're the ones that love us the most. And I think it's very important to remember that when a soul contract does come to an end, remember,
sure don't feel like that,
right? That, okay, somewhere on the other side, I know this person loves me more than anything, and I have to just thank them. You don't have to physically do it. You don't have to call them up and do it, but in spirit, just, thank them for the lesson that you learned, and you will be a better person because of this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is on like many levels. Like I said, it could be, friendship, whatever type of relationship it is, the dude that cleaned your windows, like whatever.
Oh, we used to have a good guy that came and cleaned our windows.
I know.
Do you remember him?
Yes, I was just thinking about. He had, last time I talked to him, he was moving to like northern Ohio, like 3 hours away, and he was like, "I can try to make it back in town," and I was like, "No,
that's all right.
It's all right.
Our windows can be dirty."
Yeah,
window pane. So yeah, no, I am also a believer in karmic cycles in life. I do believe that we are more on like, we do this in this life, and so therefore we have to live our life the next way. So that's when like the north and the south node come in. If you look at that, they say that that's like your cheat code. So if you look at what your south node is, this is kind of like what your past lives have been, and this is the type of person you may have been. I was an Aries, or my south node is in Aries, so my north node is Libra. So like this life, it's all about trying to balance it out. And I was talking to somebody on that retreat where it's interesting for Libra is we're very rarely ever in balance. We almost thrive on the opposites, like on the swing, because we like to be on the swing to try to balance it back out. So I think that we are responding every life. We're trying to get to that point where we live unconditionally with love, like all things, which happens through detachment of. And like the second that you feel attached to something, you will feel heartbreak, and you will feel, so it's like almost like living to a point where you don't not like things or have things, but you're not tied. Your emotions are not tied to that item or that person. And you're trying to get through a life where you can get through it flawlessly to reach source.
Yeah.
And we have people who also like know that this is the path that you're on, and they tend to hop lives with you, hop different, your soul's lives, your path. And they're not just like family. And that means like they could be, your mom could have been like your husband or your child in a past life, or just a best friend or something, but you tend to go through lives together, fulfilling that karma to get you to that place of
yes, to stop that wheel.
the wheel of fortune.
Yeah,
That karmic wheel.
Yeah, and it's ideally that's the point. Very rarely does it happen. They even say that even just having a child automatically,
Instantly.
like,
Yep.
karmically keeps you here another lifetime.
Oh, interesting.
That's what I heard. I don't
mean,
know
that
if I
makes
believe
sense,
it, but
because if you can get through life not being attached to your, like, not
Mhm.
having an emotional attachment, not that you don't love them, like loving them unconditionally, but that you would not react. Like if you lost them, like you're gonna, whew, I can't even think about that.
yeah, and think about the karma that you just raising your kid, because I mean I don't care how good of a parent you are, like you will, in whatever way, you will traumatize your child in some form, and it may be small, minute, but ultimately we end up continuing that karmic cycle. A lot of people do. I know I've done it this
Yeah.
lifetime.
But I do think we're looking at that across the board, or again, looking at friendships that are just ending. We were talking last time about how not only just romantic relationship, but like how the breakup of these, and how that looks and how that feels and how we process that. It's really another part of that cycle that we're looking at. Can you go through a breakup with a significant other again without reacting in this way? And or with a friendship. And we were even saying, like, like those the breakup is hard, like how you
Yes.
process that, that's the dark side of it.
Yes, and I have found that when I was younger, I was a little more vindictive. Like if a romantic relationship had broken up, but no, I was more vindictive when romantic relate, when they would break up. But friendships hit me like harder. I get crazy depressed. I kind of fall apart a little bit. I don't find myself doing actually I kind of like just shut the fuck up for a while. Like I yeah, it's hard to process friendships breaking up, but
Some of my hardest breakups have been friendships.
Yes.
Like my soul, people who I thought that I was gonna die, like sit on the rock, my rocking chair on the porch,
absolutely.
drinking our vodka lemonades. And
my grandmother, she had my papa had cheated on her, on my mama, and he had cheated on her with her best friend.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so my papa said he was gonna, he wanted a divorce, and that he, was gonna go be with her best friend. And my poor mama, she loved this woman. This woman, she finally had a friend that she could talk to about things, and this woman would listen to my mama's talk about the fights that she'd have with my papa, and so she had confided her deepest secrets of her marriage to this woman, and this woman was the whole time sleeping with her husband. When my mama found out, that, of course she was just heartbroken, but she told my mother that the worst part of it wasn't that my papa cheated.
It was that she lost her best friend.
She lost her best friend.
Dude, that's hard karmic relationships, to lose both your husband and your best friend. Like that's harsh.
She took it, the best friend, harder. And by the way, she never left her husband.
See, I think
that's my grandfather ended up doing it for nothing, and yeah, he suffered more from that whole ordeal. So that's karma.
That's karma.
That's karma. Is and I'm sure my grandmother was just happy she got to see it. I mean, really, I know that's, kind of child, but I know if I was in her position, I'd be like, good. Fine. Anywho, now that I just aired my grandparents' marriage secrets to the world.
It's all right.
It's okay. But The one thing about spiritual friendships, the cool thing about spiritual friendships, though, is
my eyeball.
you end up having a very soulful connection with them. You can have these deep conversations. You talk about uncomfortable things that you could never talk to other people about, and the, the the cool thing about it is you will mirror each other. Spiritual friendships, you will mirror each other. You will almost uh, like with us, like we will start doing the very thing that like I know that you want to work on. I will start doing it.
Yeah, I think that
Like, and it's just this mirroring, and it's almost like like that, like one time I had told you that I heard something, and just I need you to tell me not to tell you. I need you to be strong and tell me. That is gossip, and do not tell me, Beth, and shame on you. She never told me not to tell her. She just never responded. She was like, but I can't do that.
Because you want to be there as for a friend, but also like not play into it. But because then that plays karma on, that's karmic when you are, that's going to come back on you when you do that. Mm-hmm. Like that's part of that karmic cycle. Can you not do it? That's part of a relationship with an old pattern, something, old habit that you do. That's something that you can look at. Like, what is gossip? Do you talk too much? Like, can you be trustworthy? And until you learn that, it keeps slapping you in the face. So like even looking at your relationship with how you talk about other people, and just surrounding yourself with people that you want to be like. That's why community that is like-minded, that is very intentional, is so important, because you are going to become the people that you are surrounded with. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's important to have that friend that, because it's also harmful to keep a lot of things in, because you may consider it gossip, but it may just be your truth. You need to vent something to somebody. And it's nice to have a person that you can do that with, and they can either hold you accountable for if what you're participating in is gossip, or be a sounding board for whatever you need. But the thing about spiritual friendships and working here and being at Mystic Life, I've had many spiritual relationships with people, and they're not always deep best friend. They're just, I've had people come in and talk to me for 2 hours, and I've never talked to them again, but felt a real connection with them. Mm-hmm. It was temporary. It served its purpose. Whatever she told me or whatever I told her was exactly what needed to happen right then. And it's done. So it wasn't a horrible breakup. And, but yeah, we do get these. So, boy, it's really weird. So now we're to the point where, we were about to head into when we decided to actually start the podcast. We talked about the breakup.
I think that we really, one of the things that, let's talk about your spirit animals. Like, let's go there, because I can't be on too much longer. I have to get the kids. Right,
so, basically going back to like the soul, it's okay for friendships to end, for relationships to end, and it doesn't always mean they're going to end forever. You can absolutely come back years later when you both have learned lessons or whatever. And I talked about this. That exact thing has happened to me. An old childhood friend, her and I are now, after years of kind of just it wasn't like we weren't friends. We just didn't talk, and we have grown, and now we're good friends again, and it's beautiful. So, but we are going to talk about now this is
We're going to
something,
flip
yeah.
because we need to like go for time. I won't be as long tonight, obviously, because we started so late. But something I think is fun to talk about that I love to talk about is spirit animals, especially coming off that retreat, seeing everything. I Google everything I see when it comes to like what animals I'm seeing, and what that means to me, or what that could mean. And is God talking to me here? And I think that you have obviously had a lot of fun encounters here recently.
Absolutely. Today was Father's Day, of course, and I was making dinner for my husband, my wonderful husband, and my ex-husband. And
I love that.
yeah,
That's really
I invited
cute.
him over, and my son came up from Cincinnati, and everyone was there. But nonetheless, I was making manicotti, and it's just a very time-consuming thing. And at any rate, I took a break and went outside to smoke weed. I don't know if I should say it, but
It's illegal
yeah, it's
in
legal
Ohio.
now. They're not going to come bust down the door.
They're like, no wonder you guys are so spacey.
I know shit.
It's all making sense now.
So I go outside just to relax a little bit, and in one sitting, I got shit on by a bird twice in one sitting. It was like really, like really. I've been told like for years that if
I have too,
that it's good luck. I have a theory that was just I think that life was so hard back in the day that when they made up this theory that it was good luck, it was because it probably was the best thing that happened to them that day. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. But why would that happen? That's odd. It's weird. It's strange. That's how the universe speaks to us. When an animal, or really anything, when something out of the norm pops out to you or shits on you, like one or the other.
Like, what should I be learning from
Yeah,
this?
what is the reason for this?
Why is the universe shitting on me?
Yes. And these things happen all the time. If we are paying attention. And so, for instance, it's been raining forever around here.
40 days and 40 nights.
Yes. And
we have to build an ark for all the animals, the spirit. So we have spirit animals in the next life because it's been raining so much.
Absolutely. I've been seeing this rabbit. It only comes out when it's raining, and it runs. I mean, I'm sure it comes out, but it just runs around and plays. And so I Googled, it's rare. Rabbits do not like the rain. It's rare for a rabbit to be out in the rain. So there's a reason why I'm seeing it. I didn't know that. I didn't either, but I was like, I wonder what it means, to see that. So that's why we are going to talk about this a little bit today, and then we will do a tarot pool.
Yeah.
But pay attention to these type of things.
Dude.
And, for instance, the bird, it says here that bird droppings are often seen as signs of clearing, blessing, or energetic release. It may also be a reminder to not take things too seriously and hold emotional residue.
And you went out there because you were kind of like uptight and like feeling something. So universe is like, girl.
And the potent message of it is let it go.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then the rabbit with the blue eye is rabbits symbolize fertility, intuition, spiritual new beginnings. A blue eye could signify heightened psychic awareness or divine. Oh, I forgot to say, I also have been seeing this rabbit in my backyard with a blue eye. One blue eye. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So that means, there's a heightened psychic awareness or divine guidance. And I have to say that these things have been heightened quite a bit in the last few months, almost uncomfortably. But a rabbit in the rain means joy, emotional cleansing. That's awesome. Encouragement to embrace vulnerability and move with the flow.
Yeah, for me, I have really been connecting with the butterfly. We are at the garden center growing the butterflies, the monarchs. The monarchs are coming. The monarchs are coming. We've grown them from little maggot. They were like little tiny maggots. And we watched them grow. We kept making their homes bigger. We made a butterfly garden. Now they're like actual like little caterpillars. And Friday we were trying to find them every day. We'd go out to kind of look and see where they were, and we couldn't find any. Like, we're like, where are they? So we kind of figured that they were starting to find their places, and we find one, and he's kind of like hanging like a little J. And we go back about their day, and like literally within 2 hours we come back and he's cocooned. And so I've been teaching all of my yoga classes have been about like this metamorphosis, which I think is crazy. Like for me, that the tie that's like yoga off the mat, because I just learned that when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, it literally becomes completely liquid on the inside. So it is no longer even a form inside of the cocoon. We were like, I wonder if that hurts. Like, does that hurt? And the one of the people that work there is like, I hope it's painless for you. And I'm like, I wonder if it does hurt. But when you think about when you're going through the biggest change, the biggest metamorphosis, you cry a lot, man. There is a lot of liquid. It is painful, and there is a lot of release, and there is a lot of change, but you come out stronger on the other side. Every relationship you go through, every encounter you have makes you a new person. You change. So
and the healing process, even physically, is painful.
Yeah.
You know, like when I had my C-section,
absolutely.
That was itchy and great. Like it wasn't, the healing process was painful.
It's not comfortable. But it's beautiful what happens on the other side. So trusting the process, going with the flow, letting nature do its, take its course, but listening, like being able to listen to the universe by looking at the butterflies, stopping to smell the roses, you know, looking at what animals you see. We a lot. You saw snake. I've been seeing snakes a lot. We are in the year of the snake transformation.
Talk about more the snake. It means very.
I've been
very
seeing them
similar
in my
to
dreams.
Butterflies. I used to see them in my dreams.
Shedding your skin.
Ugh.
The colors, like colors all mean different things with snakes. So if you're seeing snakes, the fireflies right now are out. Fireflies have been huge. I've been seeing memes and posts about them, and the girls over at the kids at my house were collecting them and putting them in the jars. So again, just like paying attention to what that is, and like, sorry, I have to drink.
I know.
I'm so thirsty. Woo, I'm like dying. But again, just looking at that, what that could represent, what birds, the blue jays, if you're seeing blue jays, and looking at what that can mean, just Google it, or what you feel instinctually when you feel that, I think is what the spirit is trying to tell you.
And pay attention to what were you thinking about?
Yes.
Right before you saw
what was happening.
Yeah.
Be aware.
Yeah.
Be present. Be here now.
You will get quite a bit of guidance. And it's when you start listening to the universe will just keep speaking. And speaking. And it's wild.
Speaking of speaking, we'll get ready to pull a tarot card for the next 2 weeks. Sorry, this episode's been a little bit shaky. It's just part of life, right?
And Lena, I'm not blaming you. I was just kidding. But we do look forward to your return.
Obviously, we should not be pushing the plate. We just didn't even push it. We just thought that this is a true story right now. We just thought that it automatically started. I even said, do we need to push anything? No, it's just going to start. But we're not that magical yet.
No, apparently you need
to push play or record.
And Lena got that. Like she understood that. Are we that behind on like technical or are we just that spoiled that we're just like it'll happen?
It'll
like,
just think when we think it.
Yeah, it'll do it.
All right, let's see what we have. Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. I love this card. This is being the liquid inside of the cocoon. This is transformation. This is working towards your next goal. I'll put this, let me see if I can, This is what this looks like. So this is like being the apprentice. This is putting in that work, meditating daily, learning to do your pranayama, fine tuning what it is that your purpose is. This is the Sagittarius full moon. Like, what is it that you need to be doing right now to be getting you to the path that you need to be on? This is a beautiful card. It's about moving forward. It's learning, it's growing, finding out what it is that you want to be. This is manifesting your reality, making life what you want it to be. So this is what we need to be focusing on for the next 2 weeks, just putting in that work, walking the walk, not just talking the talk. Journal, let go, process the relationships, write down, think about every relationship. You know what relationships, you already feel it. What is it that you need to let go of? What is it that you need to fine tune in your life in order to get to that next level? What karmic cycles are you being faced with? This is chipping away, perfecting your art, your craft. Awesome card to get. It totally makes sense with everything that's happening planet. That Gemini, we're in Gemini. That's wisdom. The Gemini is the most, not the smartest, but it's like the intellect, constantly seeking new knowledge. One of the 8 limbs of yoga is constantly seeking knowledge. So you should always be reading, studying, trying to get to understand. So the more the knowledge is power. So just fine tuning what it is that you want. You know what that is. You can feel that down inside. So allowing that to just really start to manifest in your reality. You are responsible 100%. You are co-creator of your life. And that's a perfect card to get for that. So exciting.
Absolutely. And you know, if something is supposed to end, if it's supposed to end, it will end. I'm sorry.
It will. Absolutely.
And prolonging the inevitable, and believe me, this is a language I wrote. Like it will end.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong. Sometimes you just got to rip the Band-Aid off. I mean,
but listen to your heart. We're not saying go leave and break up with everyone, but you know what you need to do, and trust that. Trust the universe. Trust that every time a door closes, another one opens, maybe 2, maybe 3. And it's all going, everything is working for you, not against you. And just believing that wholeheartedly, that every relationship was there to teach you something in life to get you to the next level.
And speak to the universe.
Yeah.
Speak. And that's when you will get these messages. That's when, you know, a bird will poop on you twice. It's the universe will speak back.
Yep.
And
it's so beautiful. It truly is a mystical life, truly. Like when you stop and think about it, it's so mystical. It's so fun. And God's always talking to you.
He is. Because after all,
it's a mystical life.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Love you. Namaste. We're going to push stop now instead of thinking that it will just stop for us. Bye, everybody. Bye. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
It says, are you